Welcome, Atlanta. How are you, everybody? This is Kev Talk. I'm so excited today because we have someone very special. I just want to let y'all know, go ahead and log in so we can make sure we get this. We got like a 20-minute interview, and we want to make sure we get all the people to log in and talk with us. I am Kevin Bryant. Shout out to everyone over at Heat Seekers. Shout out to everyone over at the radio station. Shout out to everyone everywhere, period. Today is a special day. We get to talk to the incomparable, the most one of the most exciting entertainers that I've ever seen in my entire life. I would love to introduce to you all the marvelous Miss Melba Moore. Miss Melba Moore, hey,
Hey,
how are you?
fantastic. Thank you for having me.
I'm so welcomed, and I'm so grateful to even have you. It is a pleasure to talk to you. I've followed you for years. I got a fan out real quick. I've been I've been a fan forever as a singer myself. I've been a fan of yours for a very long time. I grew up watching you, and I learned how to hold my long notes
Oh, you
from
got the long notes?
yes, from you. I mean, I literally learned how to hold a note and sustain it. So thank you for that. Thank you for that. And the reason for this interview today, we're talking about you got a lot of stuff going on. I mean,
Mhm.
to have been doing this, I think what it's been what 55-year anniversary for the musical Hair.
Mm. Right. That kind of marks my official entree into the entertainment industry. I mean, before that, I was a school teacher. But we're not talking about that.
Well, that has a little bit to do with why you are the way you are. You school teacher first. Everybody needs coaches, teachers, mentors. You've done that, so you knew how to do that. Then you also knew how to get out there with structure, as an artist, because a lot of artists now, there's no structure. But you're right. We're not going to talk about that just yet. We're going to talk about, I didn't realize that you replaced Diane Keaton. Is that what the story is?
That's my story.
Okay, okay.
No, because I think that first of all, there's so much racism. The audiences that would see the Broadway musical Hair are very different than the audiences that might see Pearly. The two shows that got me into the theater uh, division of entertainment. So I always remind people that my first Broadway show was Hair, and I started out in the chorus, but I wound
Mm,
up with the female lead, and inadvertently replaced Diane Keaton. So I keep telling people that.
wow. Wow. That is awesome though. Because a lot of people, I don't know if you know who Diane Keaton is, but you was amongst that. Also, too, I didn't realize last year was the anniversary for you and Clifton Davis, the sitcom. You guys were the first African American couple to have a sitcom. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yes, and
Wow.
we were the summer replacement for Carol Burnett. So we got to say thank you to her because she gave us that spot to try to help launch our careers. And she's celebrating her 90th birthday now. And she did that for so many people. But once again, I'm the one kind of telling everybody this because I don't want them to forget.
Right, right, right. It's amazing. You have so many accolades that I think a lot of people don't know, and you're like the reason for a lot of other people's successes as well. And I think it's very important that people understand that, because I know it's different now than it was when you started. Even when I started, everything changes, but I think people kind of forget. I love's coming at you. Oh my God, so many. I just got to ask because
Love
somebody.
coming at you. You stepped in my life. This
Yes,
lean on me, falling, and I can't remember the
yes.
rest. I mean,
You can't remember. Someone Trey Stevens says, "Love Melba Moore." I know. So if y'all have anything to say, please say while we talk. But a lot of people don't know too. You're an actress as well.
yeah. So that was what I received a Tony Award for it. And once again, I'll thank racism for the fact that
Hmm,
everybody kind of knows what a Tony Award is now, but Black people weren't invited into that world.
really?
We knew what a Grammy was, but not an Oscar or not a Tony.
Wow.
So that's why I was the first African American female to get the award in the category of Best Supporting Actress in a Musical. And believe
Mm.
me, that was a fight that some many white people opened the way for me to have that. So, we need to be together, but that's the reason I have that opportunity, I think. I think some other people have other incredible actresses like Leslie Uggams, Lena Horne had the award, but they were stars in their roles. I was the first one to be a supporting actress.
Supporting actress. Wow. So, and if for the people that don't understand, supporting actress as opposed to the premier actress, can you tell everyone what that means?
Yeah, I didn't have the starring role. Actually, let
Right.
me give accolades to Cleavon Little, who was he got a Tony Award for um, best leading actor, excuse me, in a musical. So he was the lead role, and he played the title role of Pearlie,
Mm,
which was the name of the play, Purlie. Let me say too, that was written by Ossie Davis and Ruby G because there wasn't anything for us. And I
right.
have to say thank you to the director and producer of the show, Philip Rose, because he opened the way with Raisin in the Sun for Sidney Poitier. There had to be people who opened the way for us and gave us a platform so we could show what we could do so then other people could actually really come to our aid and say, this person should be nominated for this award and make the way happen. Otherwise, the racism would have stood and the door would still be closed.
Wow. Wow. That's, I think a lot of artists don't get to understand that type of history and they don't know where it comes from. I want to ask you a question. How the way the industry is now,
Mhm.
um, how do you feel? Do you feel like it helps us more or it kind of hinders us more? Or it
What?
could be comparable, it could be balanced, the way the industry is now and how
Well,
hard it is to get in or
racism never helps and it's still there.
mm,
And in some cases, we have the BET awards, so you get your own like you're supposed to. You don't wait for somebody else to give you accolades, but you still have to succeed and exist in the community that is. So you want to prosper wherever you are, whatever community you're supposed to be in. And in North America, America, and South America, we're supposed to be free and equal. So it doesn't hinder us as long as we understand nothing is guaranteed. You're going to struggle as long as there's humanity because we're not ever going to do everything all right.
that's true. That's true. We have a question coming in from Trey Stevens. He says, Miss Moore, how do you transition from Broadway to a recording career? And what are your thoughts on the music business today?
Oh, transition from a Broadway career to a recording. You get help once again. After I had gotten my Tony Award and had the Melba Moore Clifton Davis show, I met my then, we're not married anymore, but it was my husband then, whose genius was in Black culture. He's a
Mm.
very dark skinned Black man. I don't have nothing good light skinned men, but he's from Lydia, South Carolina. I think they still don't have sidewalks, so he's very country.
Ah, that's amazing.
But he established me and got me my recording contracts with Buddha Records,
Mm, I
uh,
remember.
CBS Records, Capitol Records. He made all the recording business deals that got me incredible producers like Van McCoy, who actually ushered in the whole disco era. I mean,
Wow, that's
and that
right.
broke the color lines. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
Everybody wanted to have a disco record, and
that's right.
those who weren't there, the first song that he had did was his own hit, was called "The Hustle," the disco
Yep.
hustle, and everybody was doing the hustle. That's when people danced together.
The hustle, bum, 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 ba, da, all that kind of stuff. I was a
Guys,
little kid.
right, right,
I was a
precisely.
little kid.
That started my recording career. So he was the one who got me these incredible songwriter producers. Of course, I was a fan of whoever was around then, but I'm not going to mention them. I'm just going to tell you about one person that I know you
Mhm.
will relate to, and that is the incredible icon, Miss Aretha Franklin.
Ooh.
I collected everything that she did, like everybody else.
Mhm.
And on the B side of what we used to have called single records, the vinyls,
Mm,
45.
that's
The
right.
A side was A Rose in Spanish Harlem. And of course, that was a hit like everything else.
Ah, that. Yes. Okay, okay.
But on the B side, you wouldn't know that because they throw that away because you only listen to the A side. But I listened to
Mm,
everything Miss Aretha did. I don't care what it was. So I found
wow.
this song called Lean on Me. And then when my then husband got me Van McCoy, I reminded him that he wrote that song and that could he please do the arrangement that I had. To make a long story a little shorter, now that's my signature song. So I like to say, I borrowed some crumbs from the Queen's table.
Right. I like that. It's funny because I can remember my time in New York. Um, I was walking down in Harlem, and you were on a porch of a brownstone, and you were performing. I
Oh,
don't remember what that was, but I remember, and I was like, "Hey," and you was like, "Hey," because you remember me from Staples, guys. In between my career, I did work a job at Staples in New York, and I was in Penn Station, and I never forget Miss Melba Moore. She was doing her own business at the time, and she would come in and make copies, and I would run over to the copy machine and talk to you.
I think you're gonna run over to the copy machine and show me how to work it.
Well, that's true too. I did do that. I did that a couple of
I know
times,
you
but
did
I
because
just
I'm still like we are. I mean, for my we're not very technical, especially
no.
as artists. We only use the left side of the brain.
That's right. That's true. I struggle with that still to this day. But I did want to say something too about the disco era.
Yeah,
Um, that was a tremendous, big, influential era for a lot of people, especially like myself, because I ended up, of course, I started in soul, R&B, and everything, but then I ended up, my records became house music, which was really interesting because I felt like that's what happened in
you
this.
mean category of house music technically?
Yes,
Okay,
it,
yeah.
it and it, and
But
what
that's
happened.
some different genres of dance music.
That's true. Dance music, EDM. Well, yeah.
Okay,
And it started as garage. There's
yeah,
techno. There's all this kind of stuff.
yeah,
But it reminded me of how things transitioned from like disco, R&B, the way it did with you.
yeah,
Um, the thing is, though, I don't know if this was the same with disco music at the time because disco music was very, very popular. Like it was huge. It took over.
right.
Um, did you feel like there was a difference between the two genres to the point where uh, they would kind of cancel out each other, or do you think it all just worked together?
Disco and what?
And R&B, when
R&B.
R&B, yes.
I probably thought maybe it would take over,
Mm.
but I didn't know the power. I just love R&B. You know, love takes over.
Love takes over. Yeah, yeah. See how you do that? See, I love that. It's so funny. Someone else said they know you from the Harlem United Community Center. Wow. That is everybody know you from everywhere.
Well, yeah, well, I'm a community servant. One, as a matter of fact, I just got another award from President Joe Biden for community service. I got a Lifetime Achievement Award from former President Barack Obama. But our time and our family raised us to be community servants,
That's
to be
true.
volunteers, to be a part of the community. So, like, I remember when I lost everything and I didn't quite know, I was still fighting to try to stay in my apartment on Central Park South. You
Mm.
know, and I had to file for welfare because of everything that had happened to me. When I went to
Really?
when I went to the welfare office, the young lady said, "Oh, come in here, Miss Moore. They're gonna, they're gonna crowd you." I was there.
I think that's so thank you for saying that. Thank you for saying that because this culture now too, especially with social media and everything. Yes, the entertainment industry looks glitzy and glamorous, but we also are human and we also have regular issues,
Right.
financial issues that people don't understand because everyone look at us as if we're supposed to be always just rich and have money all the time and can do whatever we want. And it's not like that. It's a complete struggle. If you could just share just a little bit on the reality of a star's life like yourself.
Well, I was telling you about this time when I was really just about to get evicted and become homeless,
Right.
and I was filing for welfare. But on Central Park South, down the street from the plaza, they don't want welfare recipients. So it's not
Right.
that I couldn't pay my rent, but I was not in that echelon anymore. And they wanted to let me know that no, you can't live here. And so I was homeless. But I'm a born again Christian, so I really live by that. Not that I'm perfect, but I rely on it. And so somebody will come along and help and save you, especially if you have the spirit of a community servant, you're trying to help somebody, then that's what's going to come back to you. I believe that. And so I did my first gospel show by a gentleman by the name of Michael Matthews. He started the genre of these gospel plays that tour around the country. And he called me, invited me to come out on the road. And I was just about to become homeless. So I was out on the road, but I was out praising God, doing gospel shows. And how much did he give me? He gave me He gave me like $3 or $4,000 in cash per show, but
Mm,
I didn't have a bank account.
wow. Yeah.
But anyway, the Saints on the road told me how to stash my money and do my business at the post office.
Wow.
Excuse me, and Staples.
And Staples. Yes. Hey, and that's what you were doing. And I was there. I want to say this because you've done so much, you've done so many things, and we can talk for hours and hours and hours. And I know you have like a lot of stuff scheduled. But I do want to touch on the fact, congratulations, because you got your star on Hollywood Walk of Fame, right? I saw that on Tamron Hall, and I was so happy for you to do that. It seems like it does happen. And you have a new show coming out on Tubi, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
Please tell us about that because we want everybody to watch.
Oh, it's a comedy show called Kim and
Nisi.
Nisi. Thank you.
Yep.
And that's going to, I'm start taping that in June. I'm not sure when it's going to actually air. And they're creating the character now as we speak. So another thing happened. I was supposed to do the lead in Imitation of Life, the
I was
theatrical
getting to that. Yes.
production of that, which would have been an incredible thing. But the producer lost the theater and lost a lot of things. It just couldn't happen.
Oh, wow.
So the producers of this show called me and said, Miss Moore, we saw what happened to you. Come on our show. I'm always being rescued. I guess that's my point.
Yes.
I'm not quite sure what I'm getting ready to do, but I know it's going to be great.
I'm sure it's going to be a lot of things great because you do seem to rise above any type of adversities. You stay out there. It's a wonderful pleasure to have you still in the industry, hoping that some of that can come on to everyone else because we need legends like yourself to continue
Thank
to
you.
keep us thriving. I'm trying to be one too, so I'm trying to walk in your footsteps and
Absolutely.
and make sure that I do that. But I do want to give a shout out to Mr. Angelo Ellaby over at Double
Yes.
Exposure, and
Yes.
also Kevin Goins at New Grooves. They seem to keep the legends alive. And
Yes.
look, you're here. When are you coming to Atlanta?
Oh, very soon. I'm not. I can't tell you the date or the project,
Mm.
but I know it'll probably be sometime in June.
Okay, I will definitely be looking out for that. I will stay in touch with Mr. Ellaby. Are you a fan of social media now? Have you learned how to?
I'm a great fan, and my partner Ron Richardson
Okay.
really keeps me out there and helps me to navigate it, so that I'm because it's Main Street now. You really have to
Yes, you do.
learn about it
You
in
do.
some way. But I have so much to do. I can't really spend time focusing. People stay on their.
I know, but you got 158,000 followers on Instagram. Her Instagram,
That's
everybody.
helping me.
Yeah, can we show her Instagram so everyone can see it? And yes, there you go. You should put it in front of you, but there it is at Melba Moore at Melba One More, and that's your IG. And someone just says she's always on Facebook.
Yeah, that's Ron helping me.
Okay, great. So, Miss Moore, I know you have an interview scheduled after us. So, I want to thank you so much for allowing us to talk to you and talk with you and to share some opportunities. Please, do you know when Kim and Nisi is airing?
You can go on my social. What do you call it? Networking.
Social, yeah, social media, social networking, and find out because I'm sure you're going to post it. and
Thank you.
and we'll let everyone know here too at Kev Talks. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
It's been a pleasure. Someone said much love, Miss Moore. Dana Mitchell, shout out to you.
Thank you.
Trey Stevens, shout out to you. Brown Bethel, shout out to you. Shout out. Oh my God. See, you see,
Thank
everyone.
you. Thank you. Thank you.
And then, do you have anything that you would say to the new artists coming up, or to any entrepreneur, to any legend that's up and coming? Just please give us your
It's
words.
an exciting time to be alive, to be young. Enjoy it. You're going to have some ups and downs. Nothing's guaranteed, but go for it.
And keep going. Well, thank you so much, Miss Moore. Shout out to Angela Ellaby, Double Exposure, Kevin Goins. I am Kevin Bryant. Yes, Kevin said it. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure speaking with you, and I hope to speak to you again.
See you at Staples. Oh, you ain't there no more, huh?
I'm not there anymore, but guess what? When you come to Atlanta, we'll just go there. We'll have some coffee and go to
Okay.
Staples and make some
Just
copies.
reminisce. Huh?
Well, thank you so much. Much love to you. Thank you.
All righty. Bye
Shout
bye.
out to everybody. I am Kevin Bryant. Peace. And we just talked to Miss Melba Moore. Goodbye.
Bye bye.